going on, my people? 2K3 the podcast. Yeah, as always. Hello, hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's everyone?
Good night. Good night. We good. I'm alright. Yeah, got some Dunkin' Donuts. They usually I come down there at this time and they ain't got the munchkins. Don't know if man know about the munchkins from Dunkin' Donuts, but I'm a box of 24 kind of guy, so I got them today. Woo!
Well, with what you was telling us about the muffins and the custard,
yeah, bro.
I hate to think what you're gonna do with these donuts.
Alright, listen, I'm gonna 24 munchkins back to the crib, 10 seconds in the microwave, custard on those.
How much?
Can't even use it. All 24. Can't use it. Can't use.
Shit,
it is. Bro, you think it's a joke? Well, the box ain't even that big.
Oh, is it mini donuts?
Yeah, fam. They're munchkins. They're like that.
Oh, munchkins. That's what you mean.
So, like dough balls from Pizza Express.
Yeah, I'm with you.
24.
About 24 of them, and then you don't even use a knife. You just
what's the calories on that shit?
I don't know, bro. I ain't checked, but
so it's 24.
Small. Yeah.
More
than 24.
But then again, he's greedy, so he'll probably do 2 in 1. But then,
bro, it's not
custard
you have to use a fork, not a spoon. But if the man them are going out to McDonald's and buying 20 nuggets, then 24 munchkins is a minor thing. That's how you got to look at it. You got to put it into those kind of perspectives.
Yeah, but you also put in the custard on it as well.
Yeah, it's like
heavy,
barbecue sauce.
No, it's not. Custard is
pour barbecue sauce like that.
Custard is
wow. That's some fetish shit.
It would be like 24 nuggets and like fucking
milkshake or something,
bro,
or mayonnaise, like heavy. Fam.
If McDonald's said tomorrow, listen, we're doing sweet chili nuggets, and they were just dipped in the sweet chili sauce, niggas is buying those.
Just dunked off.
Yeah, with a fork.
It's heavy though, man.
What are we getting into? Anyway, I don't even ask how the man them were.
We're good. Great, everything's good, man. Can't
Yeah?
complain. How's your week been?
Productive. That's the best way I can put it. Productive.
Yeah, it's been good still.
Week's been good. Relly, how's your week been? Where's your other half? You thought I wasn't going to bring that to the podcast, eh?
No one can see, but Relly looked at the keyboard of his Mac, so I'm guessing she's there.
Whoa! But yeah, track of the week. I don't know whose turn is it, but what's the track of the week?
I had friends some copyright issues last week, so I think it's going to throw it over to Temz for this week. This week's track of the week.
The Streets Pranging Out remix featuring like fucking Skepta.
That's hella copyright.
Is it? Yeah. I don't think it's even on. I don't think it's even on fucking Spotify or anything.
The Streets is probably trying to eat off his catalog, or the label is.
Yeah.
For men or her, Skepta. Yeah.
I don't know, bro. It's gonna start getting techie, fam. Cause
there's only so much of the underground that can be scoured for the bangers before it starts to get, to the bridge.
It's nostalgia, so you gotta go as far back as you can.
But that is going far back. The only problem is you gotta go far back,
like prior YouTube, or not
See,
prior YouTube.
No, it's not even
prior.
prior. You just gotta put
right now. It would be very
tunes,
fitting to use something from N-Dubs, but seeing as they've come back from hiatus, it's
yeah, you can't even do that.
Can't even do that now because
you can't man play the instrumental or something.
Bro, that'll get flagged even more. These producers are deaf. They want everything from you.
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
They're deaf, bro.
I have no clue, blood.
They're deaf. Alright, cool. We'll just play some sort of B-Tech N-Dubs, like when you play the remake version,
Acoustic version, innit?
Yeah, or just something
Fact,
like
man,
that.
Can't even have.
Yeah, it's man like that. What, you going to the N-Dub show?
I didn't know there was an N-Dub show.
They're doing a tour in November.
A tour, UK tour? Well, yeah. No disrespect, but I really could have been anywhere else.
I waste my time.
No, I'm not going. I'm not going. I rate Dappy as a. Is he a rapper?
He's everything, innit?
I rate him as a musician. I don't know. Talisa wouldn't hit.
What? You would or wouldn't?
Wouldn't.
Okay, yeah.
The other guy,
Phaser.
I think he's a good producer. I think he produced a lot of their stuff when they was doing N-Dubs, I think.
Well, he definitely but
oh God.
Well,
Jesus.
let that bit out as well.
Jesus.
We gonna stay safe. Okay?
Oh,
we gonna stay safe.
But yeah, N-Dubs.
For future reference.
I don't know. really, you pick the end dubs. If it's a shit one, then we're blaming you, and if it's a good one, then we're
Well, we
blaming
can't even
ourselves.
play the end dubs, can we?
Yeah, you can play like the video version of You Better Not Waste My Time, because I'm sure that's not on their album.
Bro,
Like-
that's what I'm saying. Man could have done the streets pranging out because it's not on no album. It just came out on Channel U, and that was it, fam.
Okay, really, you can check. It's either pranging out or it's end dubs. But
Pranging Out remix, because Pranging Out is on one of his actual albums, so just the remix.
really, you know what to do.
I'm not looking at you, I'm looking past you, and you was looking for me. This ain't even funny. Yeah,
What?
anyway.
What? You don't know that tune, really?
Yeah, it's Skepta staring the next guy's face.
Oh, it's on the streaming.
What remix? This guy
I
must be
told you.
feeling my new track because I'm not too
Told
bad.
you,
But it's all lies on me.
because Skepta's on it, bro. Come
Nah,
on.
but this was before he wasn't even.
But trust me, they put their whole catalog on there just to make it now.
Them times there, that was when I think Skepta just stopped DJing or whatever. So it
Oh
was just
yeah, fresh on the.
like JME was the most known. Boy better know.
No, fuck
Yeah,
it, man. Let's just use Shaq Corleone. I don't love you.
Didn't we use that one already?
No,
mate,
we
use
didn't.
Yeah,
that.
but the thing is with that, we're gonna get into too much of this, but the beat is Keisha Cole's.
I know,
Bro, it's sampled.
but
It's not sampled. They just use the whole
But you
whole
can
thing.
go on Spotify and people do remakes of tunes all the time.
We just gotta make sure it's Shaq's thing, innit?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
not Keisha Cole's version.
Exactly.
Hey.
He's gonna put I changed my. Anyway, the topic today is it's a bittersweet one, man. So it's childhood heroes that basically broke your heart or just let you down. To be honest, like you know when you're a kid or you're growing up as a teenager, or whatever, and you're looking up to people, you think, yeah, he's the man, she's the girl, they're doing things. Yeah, I respect their thing. Then the breaking news comes in, and you see some wild news like, whoa, that can't be true. Then it works out to be true, and then it just taints their whole image and career. Yeah, it's a heartbreaking one. So I'll kick off with R. Kelly.
Saying he's your hero.
Growing up, you're telling me that you wasn't listening to
I believe I can fly.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
Do you know what's mad about that tune though? It's such a pivotal part of my childhood.
Fam,
Like
but I think
remember-
most kids.
Yeah,
that
I
was a
know. Fam,
serious tune.
I still love it. I ain't listened to it in a long time, but I loved that song growing up, fam.
Oh,
I knew
that's a
most of the
serious
words,
tune.
fam.
Of course, bro. Like,
And it
that's
was
a
so
serious thing.
inspiring, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
If I can be there, you know what I mean? And in the orchestra's
no,
behind.
that's
Are
what I'm
you
saying,
nuts?
fam.
Are you
That's what I'm
nuts?
saying,
That's
like-
crazy.
Like not like idolize, like oh my god, I want to be like him.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
the
yeah,
tunes
yeah.
do
Yeah,
something
yeah,
to you.
yeah, yeah,
Proper.
yeah.
Like even like the more that you grow up, like obviously, I personally feel that as when you get more into girls, i.e. 7, 8, 9, you start liking girls and that. You start going on the phone with girls, talking to them, blah blah. You get more into slow jams because you want to kind of get into what the girls are listening to, so they know. Oh, you know what this tune. He's a pivotal.
Bro,
man
he's the guy
of slow
He's the-
jams.
he was the guy. Let me use
Yeah,
the
yeah,
proper
yeah,
tense.
yeah.
He was the guy. Like
Yeah.
I saw a Made You Think today.
Yeah,
that-
yeah.
You see the caption?
Yeah, I saw it, I
And
saw it.
I think it's true stories.
Yeah,
Like when
yeah.
I
What was the
actually,
caption?
the caption was, outside of Michael Jackson, this is probably one of the most talented black people in the era of music of our era.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Like,
Yeah, it's
who
true.
is more talented male than R. Kelly
What, just in music?
in music? Yeah.
Because I would have said, like, as an all-round, I'd have put Jamie Foxx over him just for everything in terms of him being a musician, in terms of him being an actor and all that shit, pianist and what.
But his
Music-wise.
but his music isn't better than R. Kelly.
No.
Yeah,
But as an actor, I think my man's I think he's won an Oscar.
he should have.
I think he's
Should have.
maybe.
But
But
yeah,
I mean, like, maybe Usher comes like kind of close.
yeah. But I
like,
don't think
kinda
Usher has
close.
writ for people or produced for people as much as R. Kelly has.
Yeah. I think the older generation would have probably said like Prince was like
Yeah.
neck and neck with him.
But I think Prince was more Jackson's era than a R. Kelly era.
Yeah. I mean, R. Kelly's era was what, 90s really? Late 80s, 90s?
90s, but
Yeah.
because he's a tad younger than them, they always put Prince and Jackson as the.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
when it comes to that 90s, I think Robert Kelly. I don't even want to call him Robert.
It's Robert Sylvester.
You know what I mean? Is that his name, Robert
Yeah,
Sylvester?
Robert Sylvester
Now I
Kelly.
just call him that. I think Robert Sylvester was definitely up there, and then Usher was like
Yeah.
and just behind that was Chris Brown and
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, man grew up to enough tunes.
like remix to Ignition and that. That's my dad's favorite tune, which is crazy.
This what I'm saying. Like,
wish.
all through.
Oh, that tune's a.
Yeah, it's mad, yeah, because I looked at the Made You Think post here and I thought, you're sly because you're posting this because it's a banger and everyone's gonna know it's a banger, but you put the caption just to make sure no one can start trying to call you up like, why
Are you supporting this?
Yeah.
Because you know how the internet behave.
No.
What, so you think this is acceptable?
It's not just the internet. It's a certain community.
It is a certain community. You look through. You look at the thumbnails and you look at the DEPs.
But
And
I mean,
it's sad to say, but it's black faces.
But what demographic does Made You Think appeal to anyway?
All demographics.
No, but in general, if you go through every Made You Think comment, every Made You Think post, you're most likely going to see black people.
Yeah, but
Like,
listen,
good or bad?
because it's the way the internet's becoming it. Like I've started to see bro. You know, like I was going through Twitter the other day. Yeah, this is not to do with nostalgia. But I was going through Twitter the other day, and I was looking at just looking at the timeline, and I'm seeing people say black women and YT women, and I was thinking, what does YT mean? I was thinking, does that mean YouTube? I was thinking, what does it mean? I was thinking, I'm so disconnected from this, and it took me like 3 hours to realize that it's just an abbreviation of white women. Like, what? Why do that?
But I mean, that's been happening for years.
Maybe I'm just disconnected. I don't know.
Years now. I think it's just a way, I don't know, man. You know, like black people have their own way of
Being
doing
disrespectful.
their own way of doing things, man.
Yeah. Like the foot. But anyway.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
If I was to say, literally, if I was to say there was it sounds cliche from where I'm coming from, but it would definitely be Devious. Like
I was just going to say that.
100%.
I was just going to say that.
Like,
closer to home.
I grew up in Fields. Devious grew up in Fields. I went Kingsdale. Devious went Kingsdale. Like, he was in the same year as my older brother.
Yeah.
I used to see him in ends. He used to come to my house. Like, it's mad. He used to come to my house, but this is before the music and all that other stuff. Before the PDC poster, before the affiliation with Town. It was weird because I still find it weird to this day how he was from Fields, but he became this Angel Town brother. But there was always this weirdness between Fields and Town. Like he probably even not so much now, but back in the day there was anyway. But yeah, like it's like the music thing started, and then all of a sudden, DV just weren't in the hood anymore. You just never saw him. It wasn't a thing where he got like rich and done like the pop thing like a lot of artists had done. But then you used to see him a couple summers. You would see him like in Brixton and that, and brother, he was a superstar. Like in the hood, he was. He really was. Like he had the superstar image. His music was popping.
Yeah.
He was just ringing bells.
I think that's one thing about Devious. He had the superstar rap image before niggas even knew what a superstar rap image was in the ends. Like when his presence, whether that was the long chains, the glasses, like he just looked and oozed superstardom. Like every time you ever saw a video of him or whatever, like he just oozed that sort of superstardom, when most of the man were more concerned about, I guess, being gangster and looking gangster in their image. I'd say even like, no, I think like he was probably the most superstar rapper I saw, like
image-wise.
Image-wise.
I personally think in that time, his image was the cleanest.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But it just oozed like wealth, I guess. Do you know what I mean? Like growing up, looking at that, it was like the chains, the watches, the glasses,
whips, everything.
The gal in the background. You know what I mean? Like it was, this guy's doing this thing properly. So
for me, as self-proclaimed hustler, he looked like he was hustling. So for me, it was something that I idolized. I'm not ashamed of anything. It's minor.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Like, yeah, exactly. But nigga went out sad, man. Nigga went out sad. Like, like as I got older, he got cleaner anyway. It just switched up when it got to like the London Boy, American Dream, and all that other stuff. The Life of a Real G. The chains got a little bit bigger. The watches, the ranges, all that other stuff. So progressively,
it looked.
There was what I was interested in and what I aspired to have moved with how his career moved as a rapper. But then people started getting him down, and I thought this is a little rocky. Heard he went over to, was it Northwest?
Yeah.
So it's Stonebridge or Northwest?
No, just Northwest. St. Raph's.
So I went to Raph's, got a bit of a rocky situation, seen his driving license circulating the socials. I was thinking, this is rocky, but like it's Stevie, like he's out of his, like in my head I'm thinking he's off his block, like it's minor. He's gone down there trying to do the bad boy superstar thing on his own, thinking he's safe and he's got the connections, and that's and most people can fall into that false sense of security when their ego is, when they're egotistical. I mean, most men have done it. So I'm thinking, in my head I'm making justifications like, it's minor, that's it's a small elf. We got bread, just it's a get back thing. You know what I'm trying to say? Then I heard the truth, it come for me with the True Flavors thing happened. Man got caught outside True Flavors by 60, got him down. I don't even know if I'm talking too much, but I'm sure the roads know this. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, where DV's at, we can't really have a conversation about it. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's all right for now. When we do have a conversation, we will have it. But from they got him down, and I'm hearing, the chain's fake and the kettle's fake, and come get your things anyway. And I'm thinking, but this nigga they got him down in Brixton, fam. This is
home turf.
This is where niggas be seeing you. Niggas 10 years ago, niggas seeing you, niggas are in awe. Now, man, seeing you and getting you down before you can get your steak. Like, bro, come on, man. And then obviously, when this whole news broke out about this girl and that, it's just devastating.
It's just
devastating. I'm not gonna cap. I saw even the Made You Think comment about R. Kelly. I see the comments like a couple people like, R. Kelly, what a guy, dickhead, and loves Pitney and blah blah blah. But he's still trimming his songs though. I'm seeing people, yep. Someone said, what's that tune, man? Happy People. Someone said, I'm still playing that at my wedding. I'm still playing that at my wedding. Like, I'm still playing it. I was like, rah!
Do you think it's possible to separate the art from the artist?
Yes.
I've separated it,
but
bro.
R. Kelly, I see someone in the comments, it's mad how the Made You Think thing is so prominent in this episode, but I saw that as well, and someone said why it's even hard for them is because in I Wish, the girl that's braiding his hair is one of the victims in the whole thing. And if you watch the Surviving R. Kelly, whatever, there's a lot of the videos where they say the tunes was made while he was with these victims doing whatever. Or
age ain't nothing but a number.
Yeah. Or Feel It On Your Beauty. I swear it was that tune. He was actually feeling on the bum while he's recording it. Like, watch Surviving R. Kelly. Like, I don't know what one it is.
These titles of these tracks.
But my man was living what he was singing. Like, you see how more time now in 2022, if a man is talking crud on a tune, if it's real, my man was living what he, but then you come to find out that you're living what you're rapping, but it's some nastiness. So it's just But in normal times, like certain other people I can, and then there's things where it gets a bit too deep, and it's like, you know what, this is coming from a foul place.
Yeah, I think that's with me and RK. Like, one time I was listening to I Believe I Can Fly, and because obviously it's my childhood song, and it just didn't feel the same, bruv. Like, it just felt like.
But that's how you
weird,
know that this thing is mad, because not saying that anything is, but imagine if someone lied on someone and you painted them with that, and then it came out that it was false. Can you now turn yourself back on? Not that you, but
I mean, I think
like, can you switch back to?
I think you can, you definitely can. But I mean, like, I think with the R. Kelly thing, it was just so overwhelming.
No, of course, of course, not him. But I'm just saying in general.
Like, in general, so if someone was painted as a rapist, and then come to find out that they weren't actually a rapist,
it's like, and then it's like, now we can go.
Nah, man, the paint's dry.
Go listen to, it's hard.
Yeah, it's very hard.
It's very hard.
How do you do that?
It's very hard.
There's certain people in the industry. Like, I'll give you another example of another black man, Noel Clark. I don't think Noel Clark will ever recover.
That's a damn shame.
I ain't finna see him in no films.
That's a damn
shame. I can't lie, man.
But from separating the art from the art, from the crime from the artist, but I done that with DV. Like, with. I can't lie, the London Boy American Dream and stuff like that. You see, the way I've like categorized it in my mind is that when he was on when he was at that level as a grown man, I think that's probably the realm in which he was carrying out this fuckery on a regular basis. Just that this one victim.
Are we saying, but it like the stuff when he was younger, you can get through it.
I can get through. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Because we're all kind of, but low key young.
Yeah.
Like, if man was the way. This is how I rationalize, and this people might say I'm stupid because it does sound dumb, but if man was on that kind of stuff, this would have came out a long time, blood. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it would have came out, but you know what? I don't know.
But it's mad because, like, even with that one, there could have been a chance that could have never came out. Like the one that put him in jail.
Bro, when it first came out, people were talking like they didn't believe it.
But it's social media though, and I think even now it would be worse. Because social media then was rife, but now, with your TikToks and your
he was already in jail by the time that thing was out anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but when it come out, remember, so
and the paperwork was paper.
Yeah, social media was there.
It was paper,
and it was like, like I think this is why it's things like R. Kelly and that it takes years to go by and so much people to come forward. And it to make sense that they have to make something. And also
the thing is, I think we was having. I'm not sure if we had this conversation. I remember having this conversation with someone like the way people look at artists is not like a real person anyway. So when they hear this stuff, a lot of the time, and especially if they're your heroes or whatever, your first reaction is to not believe it. Because you're not looking at this as a man. You're looking at this as this is R. Kelly though. This is though. This is a famous amazing artist. You're not thinking on his days off. He's a man. On his days on, he could be on foulness. He's just a man.
He's a man.
Exactly. Man. Do you know what I mean, fam? True. And it'd be the same if like. Actually, I don't want to get into that. Go on.
No, it's your turn.
What? In terms of, bruv, do you know what I was thinking about this on the way here? Like, I don't know, like an idol that's let me down.
Did you believe the Michael Jackson stuff? While it was going on, not while like.
I mean, we was young by the time, but
the older you got.
Do you know what? To be fair, I'll be real. I have no clue, bro. I think I've seen as much quote unquote evidence against, maybe more evidence against the whole situation than for the situation. But like, I think it also comes down to like what you were saying, Conz, about rationalization. I think if people are big fans of Michael Jackson, obviously his aura and everything, and obviously everything is still inconclusive, it's easier to rationalize like, oh no, he didn't do it. Oh, look, the people are lying. They got paid or they wanted money. What's his name? Martin Bashir was trying to set him up. Like all of this. But if you're on this zero tolerance, like if I hear a rumor about man, I'm cancelling it. I'm locking him off. Same way you could go, nope, he did it. Like, there's no way a man should be even sleeping with children because it's weird. It's weird. Like, I won't even cap, fam. If it was just a normal man that was sleeping with children, they would have been sanctioned already just for that. Like, it doesn't even need to be sexual because it's not your children. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's already like his whole thing is already weird. Do you know what I mean? Can I listen to Michael Jackson and still boogie and still? Yeah, I can. Do you know what I mean? Like, in all honesty, I can. But in terms of like someone that's let me down, bro, like it's so, I don't know. Cause even R. Kelly, I mean, I liked R. Kelly for his songs, but I was never like, I ain't never listened to an R. Kelly album. I'll be real. I never listened to it.
Me neither.
So I think what closer to home, because like the celebrity thing, I don't know. I don't really have like celebrity heroes per se.
But I was going to switch it into, so how did you feel when we all loved Drake and then it came out that he weren't writing lyrics? It's like the same thing. It's just a hero that something's come out. It's like,
I'll be real. The Drake thing, I didn't.
Bro, I blinked a couple of times and I was like, yeah, bro, let's go. Play.
Press play.
Yeah.
I didn't really care like that, to be fair. I think it was easy to use it in an argument if I was doing like Drake versus Kendrick and I might bring it up just for argument's sakes. But in general, like, bro, I didn't really care, man. Kanye West been using fucking writers. I think it's just because like Drake was really on this rapper shit. Do you know what I mean?
But it's because it's a rap battle why it held whatever way it held. It's a rap battle. If it was just a normal thing and you try to send for man and he don't reply and he's still making pop tunes, it's like that's what pop artists do. But because it's a rap battle, it's like, oh, you're not even writing the
But then the thing is, it's not even that. Like rap in general, like the art of rap is to write your own lyrics. That's the art of what you're doing. It's different being a rapper as opposed to being a rock artist or a pop artist where you have writers camps and stuff like that happens and no one gives a shit. When you're a rapper, you're supposed to be telling your own story. Do you know what I mean? So like I get why there was uproar, and especially it was easier because people been at that time, like just in general, people been looking for a way to get down Drake. Do you know what I mean? They're like scheming on a way to get down Drake, and like he was just a golden boy, bro.
Let me ask you though. Let me ask you because I'm interested in what your take on this is, because you say that the art of rap here, and I agree, like the art of rap is telling your own stories. When you heard that Drake didn't write his own raps, did you now think that the stories that you hear in these songs are not his?
No.
Like, no, I didn't think that at all.
No, I just thought maybe some of the. I don't know, like maybe some of the lines, because what was it? It was the reference tracks, the Quentin.
It was like a
and
tape
it was,
of reference.
do you know what's mad about it? The song that they released the reference track for, like his bars on there, Drake's bars on there was so hard. Like it was the tune with Meek Mill, and he just spun the shit. I didn't even listen to Meek Mill, the rest of Meek Mill's album. Like Drake spun the fuck out of him, and like that was on the reference. So I'm guessing like. Obviously, I think that was DJ Drama that done that Dirtiness, and then Meek Mill and But he proved it. The thing is, like, I feel like for me, it was kind of like it was only for like the hippity hop, you know, them kind of niggas, yeah. But I think for the average listener,
the hop, the hippity,
I'm walking down the street.
Do you know what I mean? But I think for like the casual listener, I think once he destroyed Meek in the in their back and forth, like
how you getting destroyed by? Doesn't matter.
But it's mad because he was battling in a rap world, and then Meek come with the you don't write your bars, and then destroyed him in the pop world, i.e. the meme world.
No, but I think like it was before that. That's how it all started. It didn't start with. It started because Meek Mill was doing the Twitter finger thing, and he leaked that Drake don't write his bars.
But that only happened because his album come out and he was pissed no one was promoting it. So he's going at everyone and they said, and Drake don't even write his bars. And that's what stuck because everyone was trying to get onto Drake.
But it wasn't like, the funny thing is, he never like, it wasn't mentioned in like a song or something. Like, do you know what I mean? Like he didn't clash him or like go back and forth and then be like, by the way, like, you know what Pusha T did with the child thing? Like Meek had weak fucking thingies against Drake, bro. Weak tunes, fam. And then Drake hit him with a back-to-back, and then it was peak, fam. It was peak. But yeah, like I don't think it really changed. Like even as an artist, I don't think it. I was like, oh my god, like I can never listen to Drake. Like he's too undeniable for that to be the case.
But it's not in a rap sense, because rap, you want bars and you want to. It's his presence as a pop star, but he's a rapper, so he's the biggest rapper just because of the presence, not because he's outbarring your rapidy raps. Like he can't outbar Kendrick and all these men, but because his presence as the pop star is the biggest that he can be, and he's a rapper.
But then he was also the biggest rapper. Yeah. So like you can say pop star, but like I mean, he still is the biggest rapper.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But it's a rapper. But it's a rapper just because he raps. But it's not like cool. This is like I'm sure someone like Kendrick would say he's the best rapper, or J. Cole would say he's the best rapper because bars wise they're out rapping everyone. Whereas Drake, whereas Drake is the best rapper because he raps, but he's the biggest in profile.
Yeah.
So it's.
I mean, how did you feel when you heard it? I think I was kind of shocked, but then I didn't really care.
You know, it's more of a shock value than a you care value, because Drake's career was more than a rapper. You know, like rappers rap everything. They rap their life. It's very one dimension. Is either they're rapping about the come up or they're rapping about the life now. Drake was talking like on a certain angle about girls.
Do you know what it is? For me, like, and I think this is where like I think they do like the Kanye family tree and they bring it down to Drake. I think Drake was just like a normal guy talking about normal things.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's why everyone related to it, because it was time. It was a time in rap where, like the same with when Kanye's time was, when it was just like niggas just rapping, niggas just chatting off. Do you know what I mean? Just chatting off, and like all of his stuff was hella relatable. Some of the tunes now I can't listen back. Like Marvin's Room. I was having this talk with Maeve today actually, bro. Like I can't listen to Marvin's Room now because I just think it just sounds so wet. Do you know what I mean? Like at the time it was nice and it was a moment, and then I listened back to it and I was like, bruv, what's going on, blood?
But it's a light skinned nigga thing though, isn't it? And back then, you know what it is? Some music worked for the time that it was created and dropped, and some tunes from that era can still live for today. Not everything.
Do you know what's crazy about that thing? Yeah, like the light skinned nigga thing. Yeah, like I don't know. Like it's just like I feel like it's man or us that put the light skin thing down on them.
No, they say it though. Well, Drake used to say it. Chris Brown used to say it.
Yeah.
Like all of it, Tiger used to say it. Like they play on it, not in serious jest, but they'll run it like it's light skin nigga season and like it's just bands. Like that's why I say it was a light skin nigga thing because they said it. But if they never said it, it's just back then it was a bit softer. Like everyone was in a bit more of a. I
mean, Drake was one of the most like he didn't come from the streets.
Yeah, exactly.
I think like niggas is like rap for a certain man.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially the purists is like niggas really gotta come from the ghetto, gotta come from nothing
Pissy
nothing
stairs,
to something,
selling crack.
You know what I mean?
Mama was on welfare.
Do you know what I mean?
You don't all want to hear that, bro.
That kind of shit. Yeah. But like obviously because he's now become the biggest
exactly
rap artist for not doing exactly what they wanted.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't come on a conscious angle because that's what they want. Yeah. If you're not I don't even know who Day is, fam, but if you're not like a street nigga and you're just a normal nigga, you better be fucking conscious.
Yeah.
You better say some shit about the times we're living through now, bro.
But that's what Kanye basically was. Like, especially when you watch back the doc now and you deep what he's talking about. It's very much, well, he was backpacky, but he was talking about things that even the street niggas like family would go through, or you know, like family business. Or
I think he's a weird one because like I don't think I'd ever call my man conscious, you know. Like I think he spoke like he spoke on like conscious issues, but like this nigga was.
It's a hard one.
This nigga was fucking materialistic as fuck.
Of course,
from a minute. Do you know what I mean? I think he just speaks on. I guess this is conscious, but I think he just speaks on his surroundings.
No, but I'm saying
even like up till go on
in the doc when he's spitting with Mos Def. Talib Kweli.
Of course, he'll get conscious when he's with them.
They said, he's part of the conscious rap.
Yeah.
But
I remember he even said, but the funny thing is, he came out and he was like, I think this was on the interview with what's that guy's name, man? Noriega.
Yeah.
Where he was like, fam, I'm not gonna lie, I was never on the backpack conscious thing. I just knew that was my way in the in the game.
In the door.
Do you know what I mean? And he was like, fam, he was like, Mos Def, Talib, I love you niggas, but I've been lying. I've never been. Do you know what I mean? My niggas are street niggas, and I was like, whatever.
But the fact that he was lying shows that he said it just for the jest of saying it, so he could fit into a pigeonhole. Because back then, what could you put him in? You weren't street, you weren't conscious.
Nothing.
Bro, he was the nigga with the eye care blinds glasses, and he made them bang.
Fam.
You know,
he made them bang, fam.
Who in, well, not school, but who in like growing up, was there any like, cool. Remember when you said sometimes like you can be driving through, like when you said your mum was driving through Brixton and like you may see a homeless person or someone a bit, you know, mad or something, and then your mum's like, oh, wow, they went to my school and they used to be the this and that and they had this and that and now they've turned. You know, like every generation has that person or a few people where it's like they was lit in school, they had this and they had that.
Bro, I can go on forever and ever, because it's like everyone's got this. Everyone that grew up in an estate, I don't even want to say the hood, but it's hard to differentiate estates from the hood unless you live in like Westminster in those type of estates, because that ain't really, you know what I'm trying to say. But everyone that come from the hood got olders, and in the back of the day, the olders were lit. Like there was a little bit of a weird one, you know, like growing up young. So I'll say between the ages of 5 and 10, maybe, like those 80s the generation just above us, they were just doing this crack thing. Like they just love crack. Like they just
bro, that's one thing, you know.
They just love crack spliffs.
That crack era, yeah. That's one thing, yeah, that I can look back on and say, fam, like the ones that didn't bung crack back in the day, I salute you, boy, because that crack epidemic was cracking, fam.
It was a serious pandemic. Like a serious pandemic. Crack spliffs were getting seasoned off. Like,
hold on, sorry. Would you say the crack era in our era was kind of like the balloon era?
Nah, I think
it's not even
I
close,
think if our era is still a thing, I think it's
because what else has come around at our age?
I mean, are we talking
everyone
about,
kind of jumped on?
Are we talking about England or just in general for black people?
Just us, like us in London.
Oh no,
no. See, I still think this is the fucking cough syrup.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I think that's more
lean.
like America has been hit with the lean epidemic. I think it's over here, kinda. Do you know what I mean?
For me,
But
I think America's more of a Xanax.
Yeah, Xanax. Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I put all of them like
in one.
I put but
well, they're all pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing with man hair doing it, it's very, very, very niche.
Yeah.
Like it's not on the stages of it being everywhere because our pharmaceutical system is not like that.
Yeah, but still, I would say
balloons was though.
Balloons.
I think balloons.
It's not really a drug. If you're gonna go for a drug of our era, I would personally say it's more of a Molly, fucking cocaine snorting era. I think that obviously cocaine snorting is more 70s, 80s before crack hit 85, 86 in America. But niggas. It's just that niggas are doing it on the low right now.
I don't think like someone like it's funny. Maeve was saying this earlier today. He was like, "Oh yeah," and like people doing balloons, like, and I was like, "It's not like." I think to compare it to crack is crazy.
But I'm not comparing drugs, like saying balloons is a drug. I'm talking about
how casual it is,
how it just hit and everyone was on it. Like not like because how crack is everyone is doing it. It's all good. It's all fun and games. Some people turn into crackheads. Some people just done it casually and
then just fucked off.
They just fucked off it. But the balloon thing is like that's the only thing that I can think of that's come on. Everyone's doing it. Some people are just like, yeah, it's balloons, whatever. Then there's next people that their appendix is flipping rotten out and they need to go hospital. There's little cases of this happened, that happened, but we just all think it's fun, it's cool, it's whatever, man.
I'd still say it's very niche.
England has a lot. No, the UK. England has. I just said England again. The UK has a lot of different niches. Because I would say that there's less of a, especially in black culture, there's less of a one track demographic. Like, I think there's a hand in hand thing with being in the hood and gangster rap in America. So what gangster rappers do, they do. It's strip clubs, it's Xanax, it's lean, it's this, it's that. It's like in the UK, if you got like SL talking about people taking what's it called, zhuzh. What's it called? That thing that people put in their tongue.
Snus.
Bare footballers love doing that one.
So some people do that. Some people are snorting lines. Some people are taking E's. Some people are the weed thing is probably the only thing that's become so progressive. It's needed to get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. Like I don't understand I don't know what's next for the weed thing.
I think it'll just keep like evolving, bruv. Like I think it will just keep evolving.
Once it gets legalized anywhere near this country, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Like it's a wrap.
But then with the weed thing gets higher and higher and higher and higher, and then even back in the day, it was like back in raves when you could smoke in raves. The whole thing was you're smoking weed in raves, but don't trust the spliff that goes around because niggas sprinkle crack in it. So again, it's just like a need to get higher and higher and higher.
Yeah, but that's what it is, isn't it? It's just like it's the weed people are smoking these days is the reason why there's a mental health issue in the black community amongst men. I would say more so than women, but you know it is what it is. But like going back to what I was saying, crack, like a lot of olders were lit. I look at it. Just so happens that Devious was a rapper and the first person outside of the television screen that I saw in real life, and I was like, oh shit, I'm a fan. I had fan emotions, like, but there's other niggas that I weren't a fan of. They weren't particularly talented, but they were lit. Niggas in the hood with Rolex chains and Rolex bracelets, and everyone had 110s and grey night tracksuits, and that's just what niggas wanted. That's what I wanted anyway.
Iceberg
everyone was wearing Iceberg, and they had fucking Aquamasters, and like these are the kind of things that I wanted. So
Versace glasses and BMWs and all sorts of shit.
So, and those niggas now are just like.
Back in my day,
not even. I'm not gonna say what the kind of things that they're on, because I don't even want to like seem as I'm looking down on people. I'm a regular person myself, but they ain't on what they were on back in the day. I'll tell you that much for fucking free, blood.
Exactly.
Yeah, and there ain't no longevity in that.
And I
shortgevity.
Guarantee whatever they're on now, whatever they're on, whatever jobs or whatever their family, whatever. I guarantee you, when you get into a proper convo with them, because they've come from the high and this and that, they're always going to talk about that, because it's to them it's not as lit as right now. They might just have a family, they're youths, they've got a nice house, they go to work on the weekends, they do da. And to them that's boring, because back in the day I had this, I had that, my dinner was the latest, and I had that gal and da. And it's like they think that talking to regular people is like they got to justify themselves through the past. Like, rather than thinking, well, like I've come through that and I'm still here. Like I'm I'm stable. I've got this and that. So I think that's the sad thing about it, because a lot of the olders whatever fell off, but some of them fell off the rat race of the high life of just keeping up with the news, chains and cars. But the fall off ain't even a fall off. It's just they just went and got their 9 to 5 and studied and got their house and just they're out the way.
I don't even like to talk on this, because like you were saying about how the elders love to live through their past and talk about back in the day and all this other stuff, and I've had this conversation with a few like people that are my older brother's age and all this other stuff, and I always say to them, they like last time I had a conversation with one of my older brother's old bedrooms who was about these things back in the day, he called me a hater, and I was just like, bro, man, take it easy, but
slow down.
But I was like, bro, like, you lot had it easy. I used to be on the block back in the day. Everyone's out on the block. Everyone's shining. It's summer. Everyone's got on big chains, big rings, rollies. Some people got aquas, depending on age. Blah, 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 blah. If you lot was about now, you lot would be getting pressed. Like, half of you will be dead. Like what's going on? That would not be happening. You lot wouldn't be on the block, like literally on the block.
Yeah.
And between you, there's 250 grams worth of jewelry. Niggas are coming, niggas are pulling up. Yeah.
Fast, live.
And in those days, in man's childhood, when man's out every day, man's playing out every day, the olders are on the block, we're playing run-outs or whatever. These niggas were out with these chains every day. Every day. No one pulled up.
Yeah, of course.
No one pulled up on them. Never had no problems. No one was trying to rob them for their food, for their jewelry, their houses. If any of that happened to any of them, man, one of them snaked one another. It was so in-house. It was like it almost incestuous. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, fully. Yeah.
But now, in today's day and age, there'll be dippings, there'll be drillings, and there'll be robbery upon robbery. Niggas won't be out there like that anyway.
But yeah,
because that's dumb.
Yeah, but look at now. A man, a batch could go out, to a club. They could have on clothes, whatever. Everyone's like, yeah, cool. Let a little batch have a good 50 to 100 racks of jewels between them. They're getting eyeballs. And a lot of the eyeballs are man that may not even do nothing. But some of them eyeballs are man thinking,
Bro, it's like, and come from our generation, because I think our generation generation above us was lenient, was a fucking smooth sailing. Our generation was a bit of both.
Yeah.
Now it's just mad.
But
because we're a kind of a hybrid between that generation and the current one, I think the way we operate is slightly different to. It's more towards the newer generation than the older.
Than older. Yeah,
so it's just programmed into my mind. I'm not a guy that has. I don't have no Cuban. I don't have no bust out. I don't have no bust down anything. Yeah. But when I go out to places, we even went out to a party the other day. Yeah. I'm in the party. I'm not. I used to be a jack boy back in the day. I'm not a jack boy anymore. So those things don't come to me. I just prefer to work for my stuff. trust me, it's an easier life. But I'm looking around, I'm seeing kettle, rolly, Cuban, diamonds, and we're in a gathering, a social gathering. And I'm looking around like, can the security handle this? Like,
if something was to go down.
There's one of two things is going on in my head. Like, either security can handle the level of the value of this of this event, or there's mashes in there. Like one of the two.
Big ones.
Like, and I don't know, maybe I'm sneaky now or whatever, but these things worry me because you know what I'm trying to say.
Oh shit!
But yeah, that's the oldest. If I was going to say there's anyone like this that is not absent of the celebrity culture, and that even excludes DB because I was a fan. The oldest and the ends. The oldest and the ends had everything that I aspired to want. So much so that everything about my upbringing told me not to become a product of my environment, and I still did. That's how invested I was in the oldest. Yeah, that's one of the biggest letdowns that I could ever fucking say.
No,
like really.
The oldest, the elders, and it's mad because even thinking about elders, like not everyone had direct elders, but we've all grown up in areas where you know people around the area that's your age or a bit older, and you know, like even your local shop man can he basically watches a whole generation of kids grow, depending on how long he's in the shop, obviously. But so we all come from areas where we basically grew with people. We may not go to their house, whatever, but you see people. Oh shit, what's going on? And it's like I think that is one of the biggest letdowns in the inner communities of just watching people and from afar thinking they've got it all together because they got the drip or they sort of got the that, or you may see little things and it's things that you aspire for, like I want that, and half of the time these people don't even know that they're inspiring you. They're just doing whatever they're doing. But the youngers, whereas us when we was are looking up to these people, we're thinking I want that when I grow up. And it is a letdown when it's like you kind of get to a kind of older age and you may learn more about these people. Oh, that's blah, blah. Now you got a name for him. You speak to more people in the area. Oh, how's blah, blah, whatever. And you hear that something tragic has kind of happened. And it's kind of like you hear that so much around the inner cities. It's kind of like oh man, like it really does put a kind of like a veil over you. Like, oh, like what? Like don't nothing happen around there. Like, why is everyone just
I think
on this or that or
Yeah, I think it's I mean, man is in a trap. So like it's the older you get, the more you realise, or when you go through something major like what you went through and got in jail and stuff like that, you realise there is technically no way out. So even when I was growing up looking up at these youths and thinking, yeah, these are the guys, in reality, one of maybe 20 of them are still going to be able to shine like that after maybe they evade jail. Do you know what I mean? The whole block goes jail. Maybe that one man evades jail. Maybe he carries on trapping, makes some links here. It still pots for him. But even now, like some of those people are always just 1 foot away from being down. Do you know what I mean? Whether that's jail, whether that's whatever. So like looking at now, like it's for me, it's not like, oh man, it was just like shit. The game's the game. Like some man make it out, and a lot of man don't. And then like what you were saying about like man going back to their past, like, oh, I was lit here, but now like you're doing well for yourself. But it's because like it wasn't just like the litness, it was everything that came with the litness. Yeah, of course. It was the people that looked at you enamored. Enamored? That word. It was the people that looked at you like that. It was your friends looking at you. It was the girls that would be fucking throwing it at you. Do you know what I mean? And now obviously you probably are, you might even be making more money than you were making back then. Exactly. But it's the lifestyle. The lifestyle is not there anymore. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, oh my God, like, I mean, this is all right. Do you know what I mean?
Nigga can lead the league.
Nigga can lead the league. Yeah, it's true. Oh God, that's the truth, bro.
Still
but also,
love me,
is the fans still gonna love me, man?
Because there's a lot of, well, more so, because I chat to my mum and dad about back in the day and the people they grew up with, family members and blah, blah, blah. Sometimes I think the crime team back in the day was more enabled and the eye was turned by family members to go do your thing if you was providing for the household, because it was a bit harder back in the day. Whereas, you know, like most of us will hear stories about, oh yeah, your family grew up in, like bare of us was in one yard. It was a three bedroom, but there was 6 and 9 of us, and and we're all going to work, and mum and dad's going to work, or nanny and granddad's, whatever. But that's the story more time of the 70s, 80s, whatever. And there was always the kind of like the grandson that's kind of just the kid on the block that kind of just soaks up everything. Sooner or later they're out here, they're trapping or they're robbing or they're doing whatever, and they start making money. And because of the mentality of we got it hard in the house, they start like giving money to mummy. Mum, put this in it.
And mummy knows where the money's coming from.
And that's where she has the decision where, you know what? I'm struggling. And these jobs that we all got in the household isn't helping. And this little youth just brought me back money that I can get in a month.
The funny thing is,
and it's like,
I reckon like it's half and half, because I don't know if morals is the right word, because I'm sure that there's women that have grown up in church and whatever, and their sons turn into whatever he's turned into. And they're still taking that money on the side. But then there's other women. And it's always women, because all we know is most of us were raised in a single parent household. So the dad ain't really around to make any decision or to put his foot down, because I think for me,
and the dad being absent is part of the reason why the struggle was
exactly
even there.
Why it's hard, man. Like for me, like my dad's my guy. Do you know what I mean? But
lucky for you.
No, but you get me. But honestly, like if I'm being really honest, like if I'm keeping a buck, I can't take no bad up at all, because you're my guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, no, like I love you. You're my guy. You've never really disciplined me in my life. I guess if you're talking about heroes, I guess that may be one. And I don't know if I could ever call my dad my hero. I don't think I've ever felt like that. Do you know what I mean? But I think, like, growing up, I used to have this thing where I used to be like, yo, I respect my dad, because after work, my dad used to work in Waterloo, Department of Health, Elephant Castle, Waterloo. So after work, he would come and see, man. How you doing? How's your day been? Whatever, cool. Yeah. Do that. Might go to his house on the weekend, do that. But the more I've grown up, and both me and my brother have grown up, like, there was no substance in all of that. Like, and I don't want to be like, to people that didn't grow up with their dad or whatever, to be like, oh, like you're taking it for granted. Like it was nice to have his presence, but there was no presence. Like when my mum struggled, it was us in the house that struggled. My dad was living his lifestyle. Do you know what I mean? And I know there's been bare times that my mum has asked him for bread, and it hasn't happened. So when we're in that household, it's us struggling. It's me, my little brother, and my mum. When the gas and electricity were getting cut off, or whatever was getting cut off, and man's having to warm the water in the microwave and just have a bath and these kind of things when man's growing up.
Trust me.
My dad was living his life. Do you get what I'm saying? So as much as I'll be like, like I can't give you 3 situations where my dad has given me advice. Like just in general, like maybe.
That's crazy, because your dad didn't even go jail or nothing like that.
Bro, this is what I'm saying. Like it's a case of, you're there. You're there. I can phone you anytime or whatever. You're there. Like even a crazy thing. So obviously my dad's Nigerian. Yeah. I've been to Nigeria with my dad once. My dad goes to Nigeria every year. When we was growing up, he would go every year. He took us there once. That was it. And bear in mind, I had no cousins or aunties or uncles or grandparents in this country. So he's going back and he's seeing his family and that. I'm still in the hood with my mum and my brother.
So you don't even know them?
I don't know them, bro. So even one time we had an argument, because he was like, oh yeah, your family's. I was like, bro, I don't know them niggas. About, I don't know them. Like we had a proper argument. I was like, bro, all right, they're my family, innit? Like, cool. But trust me, I know Joey and Kidim more than I know fucking the people up there. Like, trust me, like you can call them family, but it's nothing. And then I've had conversations like, bro, like, you didn't even try and teach me like Yoruba. Like, what did you do? Like, what did you actually do for man? Because the easiest way of putting that all under the like blanket and all that is, I provided for you. Yeah. And then it's like, all right, say no more. But you didn't really.
Bro, this is like, obviously on many an episode, like man just talks about how my dad's a dickhead and all this other stuff about I'll bun him and all this like catchy, nice, funny stuff like. But it's like one from a hero perspective of being let down. I can't really say that my dad was that because he was in jail for the majority of my life. Like he went in jail when I was 3. He came out of jail when I was 12. He went in jail after I went in jail. So he went in jail when I was 18.
Yeah, I remember.
I went in jail when I was 17.
Yeah, you lot was in jail at the same time.
Yeah, and then he came out. I came out when I was 21. He came out when I was 25.
Okay.
So, he's done 2 long stretches.
Yeah,
so for me to say, oh, my dad never taught me this, my dad never taught me that.
Yeah. He didn't really have the...
Like, there wasn't really that father-son relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
It could never be that because of incarceration. But like anyone from South, West London, anyone from Brixton, especially anyone from Brixton, knows the record shop called Red Records.
Yeah, of course.
My dad used to own Red Records. That was his shop.
Shit,
That was his creation. Yeah, well, him and my mum's.
Yeah.
My dad, like, it was hard to believe back in the day, but now I'm a grown man. I've been through certain situations. I've been through the system. I've been through whatever. I never understood how my dad got the sentences that you got. But people that I now respect, that were around at the time, my parents' friends and that, they tell me, like, when I watch videos like the video of Alpo or the video of like shit like
Haitian
like
Jack and all that kind of yeah.
My dad was on that stuff.
Okay,
like on this road importation thing, he was really on that. Obviously, I can talk it now because he's been convicted. It's mine. This shit.
Plus, it's your dad.
And it's my dad. And he's a pussy. But yeah, he was really on that. So like, when these people are telling me, like, your dad used to pay me to count money for him. Like, I'm thinking, what are you talking about, bro? They used to come into rooms full of money. 4 million, we'll count out 4 million. It will take us 10 hours to count the money out. Blah, 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 blah. My mum's telling me, my dad used to give her. He never used to keep no £5 notes. So if there was like 20 grand of £5 notes, she would just give it. She used to just go Harris with her sisters. Like, it's just the maddest stories. And then, like, the situation is essentially, like, we had a couple properties. Obviously, we owned the family owned the Red Record store. My mum was thinking about ideas to expand because we was moving away from tape to CD at the time.
Yeah. So like a HMV.
Well, it was moving away from vinyl to tapes to CD. So there was shit in the works. Like, so much so, my christening was in Red Records.
Mad.
Like, it's crazy. But
I didn't even know that.
What was that guy with the story? Yeah, so he went in jail when I was 3. Literally, you know, like the movie shit. Yeah. But my dad was like, and my dad and his team at the time are like, this is the last one. Yeah. Like after this, we're gone, mate. We're done. Into the sunset. We're legal.
The last score.
So, anyway, they got grabbed. Whatever, what it was or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Lorry driver snitching, this happened, that happened. I found out, I put all the pieces together when I became older than my brothers. Going to jail. This never happened to me, but I've seen how it's happened to others. So niggas get caught up in their own head in prison. So essentially, I'm gonna make a long story short in regards to what happened. He basically thought my mum was out here doing the mad thing while he was in jail. So he just basically sold our family house from underneath us, sold the other properties, sold Red Records. He was in a 75-25% split with his best friend. So it's like me and you, you got 25, I've got 75. I'm the drug dealer. You've got the clean record, so you can get the shop and the premises, and I've got the money. Yeah. So, of course, shit's gone down between that shop. That shop's washed a lot of money. It's made a lot of money for you. Made a lot of money for me. But I've gone jail now, so I'm gonna sell you 75% on a low cut on the premise that you don't give any to my wife, basically.
Fucking hell.
Like, bear in mind, my mum's had us 3 as children. Like, I'm 3, my older brother's 5, my other brother's 2. So, sold our family house, sold the record shop, sold the other properties, and just cut my mum off.
And this is all while in jail?
All from jail. In jail, obviously, he's already incarcerated. You know how people think they're getting out because trials and blah, 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 blah.
Retrials.
So he thinks that he's getting out, so he's still making moves, still making P's. He's given all the proceeds of the sales. He's given to his mum,
okay,
who's in that sort of fallout. For example, if I tell my mum I'm going through issues with my girl, she's going to take my side.
Of course.
So it created even further outside of prison, isolation. So nothing happened. There was just no help. So, and then with that being said, my mum was still like, I didn't learn this stuff until I was 20 years old, bro.
Yeah, trust me.
So until I was nearly coming out of jail, this is when I realized like what actually happened.
Transpired,
And while he was in jail the first time, my mum was always shielded him from what people said about what he's doing, because obviously I've moved me and what you were saying, Joey. Now me, my mum, and my two brothers have moved back into my grandmother's house with two of her sisters, their kids, other kids,
Of course,
other brothers. So there's like, we're in a 5-bedroom house,
And
but there's 20 of us. So it's like Christmas Day every fucking day in the house and that. So it's like it's just crazy. Like, but so you know how there's always whispers and stuff, and people keep it on a hush hush, but that's the reality of the situation. Is that my mum always shielded him, was like, yeah, he's your dad, give him a chance when he gets out, blah blah blah. Don't forget about what you hear. It's minor. So when he came out, it was almost as if this superhero was back in my life. Like it was finally an opportunity to get that relationship that everyone else had going through primary school. That I never. I had it with my mum, but having it with your mum and having it with your mum and dad. When you can see other people have it, it's a different kind of feeling.
Especially if you're a young man as well.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So, but then he came out, and then he just plunged my mum into even more debt. Started slagging her off, saying that she's an unfit mother. Brother, it's just like I talk about it because, and I've stopped talking about it now because I'm starting to get a little bit stressed out. But he's just a pussy. Like, and it's long to explain that to a lot of people to give.
So it's just easier to just say he's a pussy or fucking.
You're just a dickhead.
But I think it's mad because, like, when we talk about like, especially the single parent household and shit like that, a lot of people don't understand. In fact, they probably do. Like how much hurt is behind all of it. Do you know what I mean? Like how much just not having that which you see everyone else having, how much that impacts you, and you'd hope that.
Well, like Sky.
Yeah. But you'd also hope that joking. You know when you have your own children and you learn from those mistakes. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people don't learn, and then the cycle just
perpetuates.
Yeah, exactly. I like that word, perpetuates. And that threw me off. But like, yeah, you would hope that it doesn't carry on. But man knows bare man in these same situations where, all right, your dad's been whatever, he's a dickhead, he wasn't in your life, and then like the cycle comes down, and then it's the same thing again. And then now you'd wonder, like, if your child says the same thing about you, like, it could just carry on and just spiral. And I think that's like, if I'm gonna ever use the black community, like I think that's one of the things that's like it's the most fucked.
It's
like,
rife.
It's so rife, just not having, and it's like across the board. Do you know what I mean? It's not like it's just like in this part of London. It's just these black people. You talk to any, like, I mean, maybe I think back home is probably a lot different, but you talk to anyone that's
Western society,
in the Western society, it's the same old shit, bro. And it's to the point where I wonder how much could have been solved by a man getting over their ego. Do you know what I mean? In terms of like, man, dads or whatever, like how much hurt could have been prevented for a man just being on their job. But then at the same time, it's easy to say it looking up, do you know what I mean, and not being in their shoes. It's easy for me to say, oh, my dad, da, 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 da. But I can say it because I'm the child, and the hurt that I felt, not even really I felt, because like, even like for me growing up and not having like cousins and all of that in this country, it's only when I got older, it started to like, and when I'm talking about older, I'm talking about maybe the last couple of years, that I was like, oh shit, like that's, bro, swear down, like I don't, you know what I mean? It never really felt like that, like growing up, and I didn't really care. And I think it was just a thing that I put out of my mind. And I think that's why when it comes to my friendships, like I'm so, like, I don't like cutting off friends, but when I do, I have
You're
to.
so
like,
invested.
I'm so invested in friendships because it's like I see my friends as my family.
It is your family. That
Yeah, I'm saying, and and so when all that other shit happened with them boy there over that side, like I'm packaging. Like I can't even look at certain man in the face anymore because it makes me feel sick to my stomach that we was even cool, we was even close, because it feels like I've cut parts of my family. Do you know what I mean? So it's a fucked up.
This is why I call Xavier a pussy.
I get it.
Every
100,
episode.
100,
He's just a
100.
dickhead, fam.
And the thing
He's just a dickhead. Like, brother, spineless little worm.
Yeah, I get it.
Spineless prick.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you, because people not understanding Conz using, he's a pussy or he's a prick, he's that. Like, not just thinking, like this. There's roots in all of this shit. Like, he's not the kind of person that just says things for the sake of saying it. Like, my man's a... There's
he's a dickhead. I can hand on heart say, and listen, I'm 30. I haven't spoken to Xavier for
maybe
12 years.
Has it been that long?
No, was it? So when I got out of jail. When I got out of jail, that's when it all happened. So what's it been now?
Was it that long?
Call it. It was before 2016.
Yeah, it's probably like 2015, 14.
See, so 8 years, nearly 10 years. I ain't spoke to him for nearly 10 years, and I've still been through more with Xavier in life than I have with some of my brothers.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
It makes no sense. He's such a dickhead.
Yeah.
Like, he's just such a waste man.
Yeah.
But obviously, this is about nostalgia. It's not about slagging people off.
I mean, he's not a hero, but he's someone that let
heroes, but it's
he's someone that let us down.
But it's not a hero, but amongst your friends, the word isn't hero. Yeah. But it's a certain.
It's like
amongst your
camaraderie.
friends. Yeah,
it's like you're like my comrade that went.
You're
you know what
like
I mean,
we're gods amongst each other. Like it's like you put your friends in a higher realm, not hero, but you put them in a higher realm. So when they do something like what Xavier done, it's the same passion as if it was a cousin, if it was a brother. Because it's just
no doubt.
We're all
no doubt. And it sometimes even more because you're with these people every single day, bro.
And you pick them.
You pick them.
You know,
bro.
family is just family. You're just born into family, but because you picked someone to be your family, and they've done you, it's like you kind of beat yourself up. Whoa, why couldn't I see this? When you can't beat yourself up on
individuals,
what goes through that person, that's them, isn't it?
God.
Well, I don't know, man. Like, it sounds. I know it's gonna sound mad corny because, like, again, the black community. You know how I'm a target of the black community as a black man. I ain't no Kevin Samuels though. But I guess it's like the black community love to make memes and target mental health. Like, I don't understand. There's no other community like it that targets mental health,
and it's only when
and ridicules it on a major scale. But when it comes to Xavier, I feel like maybe it stems from a place where he done things very, very similar to my dad, in a sense where the nigga got caught out in his own problems. Yeah, he got caught out in his own problems, and because he was confronted about it, he decided to isolate himself from us, and through that isolation, our overlapping friends can now hear two sides to the story as opposed to one, and he used his opportunity to slag us off,
which is
make
wild.
us look
like,
weird.
It's insane, bro.
Just
like I think
idiot.
it's so insane because I get, and I think we've had this conversation. I get isolation. I get it. You've done something wrong. Yeah, you just need to space to figure out what the fuck, because I'm sure there was bigger issues going on in my man's life. The reason why. Anyway, cool. That's cool. I get it. You can be my man from afar, not my brethren, but bro, like, don't bro from over. You get what I'm saying? When you choose to now, like, dig deep into your lies, and slag people off that were always there for you for no reason, just because you couldn't look yourself in the mirror and be like, you know, I fucked up.
He knows.
I fucked the man. Like, not fucked the man, but I messed up my relationship. So when people ask me, it's just simple to say, you know what, we just don't talk anymore. No, it's those boys they was doing too many bad things. I couldn't even be around them anymore. Too much weed smoking,
too much alcohol,
it makes it
fuck
worse.
off, you fucking knobhead.
Like, it makes it much worse when there's other people that
me, sorry.
you naturally fade away from. I don't want to say names, but there's more people from like college that I was close with. We faded away, and it's that thing where, I have this thing anyway, where it's like we don't have to speak every day. We might not speak for a year or two. We're all grown people. Most people have kids, jobs. You're trying to provide for your family, and you don't chat to people. But whenever you may buck up on them, if it's a little, you see them in traffic or a text or something, it's always the same love that it was when we was every day rolling. Because I know you're not out here slagging me off.
Of course.
I will never slag you off because there's nothing to slag off. We understand that we're grown people, and our responsibilities come before chilling or going to do this.
And sometimes in all honesty, like our lifestyles and whatever are just totally different. What we want in life may differ.
Trust me, our aspirations take us down different paths.
Exactly,
that's just what it is.
And I think that's life. Like that's cool.
Exactly, but to be close to someone and you still respect their path, and you're not gonna slag it off or try tainting it. And whenever you cross paths, it's like a nod of, it's like bare things.
Memories.
What happens
bro.
is just a one nod, but in all of that is, I love you. You still love me. You don't know what it is.
That's my guy. You know what I mean?
Shout out, mom. Like it's everything in one and done.
Bro,
Whereas certain man,
this guy, it's not even certain man. It's just him. He tried to make it. He made out to people that what makes it What makes it him a psychopath is that
right word.
He made it out to people that we know that he was better. Like what are you doing?
Exactly.
What are you doing? You are the worst.
Exactly.
You are the worst.
Exactly. It's like a case of like, you know those like talk to Frank things, those videos like when I used to watch in secondary school. It's like, try this weed, try this drug. You know what I mean? Like it's like, man, when nigga you was the one that's just telling man to, you know what I mean?
Forget about that. Forget about all of the in what we indulging.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, exactly.
Forget about that. You were stealing from your friends and you told no one that story. And you are the worst.
And what's so scary about that is I shudder to think what would happen if we was all mashing bread together, doing something we weren't supposed to, or whatever, even doing something legitimate.
I think this is why before the cut off, or even during the cut off, before we even heard anything about saying to this one, blah 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 blah. When he isolated himself, I think that's why the isolation was left on a respect value of cool. You go do your thing because we know that in a situation of what you just said, maybe you do need a bit of time to think about things or reevaluate your values or how you look at us, because that was wild what you done. But and again, imagine now if whenever he saw him, that party, whatever, and imagine there was no slagging off, there's no nothing, and you just see him. The chat would have been a lot more.
Walk on, like you saying, you good, bro?
Like there's no apologizing, bro. You went and lived your life. I understand. Even if you wanted to.
This is why
he went down past whatever he went down.
This is why psychopath is the right word.
Bro, he's a psycho.
Because when that nigga saw me, he smiled as if like you ain't been chatting shit about the man them. Like you smiled and open hands, like you know the smile he does, and it was like this nigga is like I didn't even think like the thoughts I have now are totally different from then. It was just like, bro, this shit's nuts. Like what's he did? And I just carried on. You know what I mean? No hello, no nothing, because. Why are you smiling? You should come with your head down. You know what I mean? Because like I like to think if we ever got into any issues, like we would all be man enough, to be like, you know what? Oh, it's my bad, whatever. Even if we need to take a little time and space away from each other, or we're not going to be cool.
Which I don't think that.
Do you know what I mean? But
anyway,
just the case, because things happen. We're all humans. You know what I mean? Emotions come into play. If something happens, I think our friendship has lasted the tail of time long enough to be like, you know what, it's my bad. I apologize. Do you know what I mean? I mean, we had a minor argument over something in the chat over. I don't really want to say, but we had a minor, and it ended almost immediately. With that, it didn't need to be sorry. Like it was just like it's dead. Like it's you know what I mean. It doesn't really concern.
And even the ending parts of that was a. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I never knew about that. So now that I know, it's like okay, cool. You have whatever you're having. Yeah. But as soon as you can see that, all right, cool. That was the bit that I didn't get. So that's why I reacted to that.
Then it's all right. Yeah,
it was
cool.
And it's mad because once one person does it, the other person's like, yeah, all right, cool. You know what? Me too, but cool, whatever. Nice.
And then just move on, fam. So like,
Bro, this guy, he done that to you, but when what you expected him to, the persona you expected him to have when you saw him, when he saw me, he had it.
Yeah,
The brother had the same, like his persona was so low when he saw me. In my head, I forgave him.
Yeah.
And then I messaged my man. He still didn't reply to my message now, fam. I messaged him last summer.
Yeah. You messaged him. I remember. We was in the other. We was recording in the other place.
What's going on?
Yeah.
You're a fucking weasel, mate. You're a weasel. I'm telling you, you are a fucking bottom feeder. You're the worst ever.
What are you saying? He only did all of that because you was in his proximity.
Man should have beat him up.
Yeah.
Fam, that's what we should have done, blood. Man should have beat him, and his friends would have ran as well. That's what he should have got. He should have got a beating, blood. Should have got a beating. Waste, man.
Oh,
Bruv, listen, I don't know what it is about. I struggle with disappointment from people.
I hear you. I hear you.
But it's because
I struggle badly with it.
But it's because you invest in a way. Like the way may not be the same way every time, but even the things what you've spoken about today,
I can't.
It's like you invest in certain ways.
Do you know what it is as well? Like bringing someone into your inner circle is a sacred thing. Like it's so sacred. So for you to do that, like, all right, you can fuck up and then we can be like, whatever. But for you to now take the disloyalty to the next place, it's like...
It's a cycle.
Are you, like, bro, what is... Like, are you nuts?
No, of course.
Do you know what I mean? Like...
You have to question one's
a man's sanity.
mental position. Yeah. You're a psycho. But you know what, yeah? I actually feel like... Don't get me wrong, I call him out and I call him a pussy every single episode. Whenever I get an opportunity, I plug him in. But I feel like this episode have kind of accelerated the pop down, even though he's part of the subject. So I think we should just call it.
Yeah.
But one thing that you have done is that you've given backdrop. It's not just dickhead, push or. It's you've explained one side of your life, which is very personal, and then you've come up to talk about this bit. And you've even said, I think this is why my man has affected me so much because it gives me vibes of what happened on this side. So I think for the viewers, it's not the same as the last episode where it's like,
it's almost like
they're slacking them off.
It's the same. It's the same. Because my dad, he will see me and he will try to smile like, who you smiling with, blood? I'll brack you up. What are you on? What are you on, blood? You're lucky that I don't even know what car you're driving because I'll stab out your tires, bud.
What is funny right now? There's nothing funny.
There's nothing funny.
There's nothing funny. This is exactly how I felt when I saw him. What is so funny? Why are you smiling at me? Like it's infuriating, blood.
But you know, it's in a weird way. They think that it's still the old times, or they think the smile's gonna bring back the same thing I just said. Like you can see a man from old school, you ain't spoke to him, and the look will just.
Man.
But they think that they can activate that with a look when you act like you ain't done things to
Keep it percolating, fam. Punch out your teeth, blood. Yeah, punch out your teeth.
I think just before we go,
there better not be no purges, fam. I'm coming to you, man's yard. I'm telling you, blood.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I think like when it comes to like, I don't know if I guess it's like our environment as well. Like most of our heroes were really drug dealers. Do you know what I mean? Or like
gangster, really in the field.
Or gangster rappers. Like that was most of our heroes. Like the only hero I'd say that I like, if someone was to say who's your hero, and I don't really have a hero per se, I'd probably say Giggs. Not because I like he's my hero, but it's like
one person that you looked up to that today is still
still solid. Do you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't, but now like I've really struggled because like the more I think it's maybe social media and just seeing just people in general, like just it's like, bro, like no one should really be a hero like that. And do you know what I mean? And you know, it's like when the Greenwood thing happened, like when the Green thing happened. As much as I loved him as a player in that, the moment man sort of heard the voice notes, heard all that shit, it completely went out of my mind. As in what I thought of it, like as a player and Mace. Like I used to have nicknames for him, Young Mace. That was my guy. Do you know what I mean? As soon as all that stuff came out, I was like, fuck him, like. And I've never like given a second thought into to that kind of shit. Do you know what I mean?
But then the maddest thing, to even close it off, but the maddest thing is, don't you find it mad that all three of us, I know we all can agree, is that we struggle to even think about heroes. Obviously you say Giggs, and that's a proper lit one because of the realm in media music. But why is the one hero for us that's still going strong today is all our mums?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like growing up, they was lit.
Bro.
When we was young, they was lit, and today
Bro.
they're still lit. They're still giving advice.
Honestly,
they're still.
Yeah. Honestly,
You
I've thought about how man has a lack of father figures, a lack of male role models. Do you know what I mean? I don't even want to get into my mum's husband and that because I'll be sounding like him.
Yeah, I know.
I will be sounding like him.
I know.
Yeah, and I will put it on my page.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I don't even like for my mum's well-being. Yeah, because she knows how I feel already. I will leave it there. But in terms of like father figures and male role models, like, is it because we're not searching in the right place? Because I never searched for a role model. Do you know what I mean? It's what you see around you. Like,
You know, it is. But the fact that you even said.
but then would you say Corey? Would you say Corey was a role model for you growing up?
Yeah, of course he was. But then again, I grew up to you. You know what it is with the role model thing. Like even like Connie said that Davey was one because he was really in the hood, so he was close enough to him.
Yeah.
But then music as well is all everything. Obviously, he went outside. I think with your role models, there's someone you base yourself on, but then you take the attributes that you like or you respect, and you grow that within
yourself.
your
Yeah,
things.
or it's something that you see.
Yeah.
Do you know?
But you said gigs, so there's aspects of that where you've probably looked at him and said, you know what, I like this about him, and you've took it for you.
I think just before we go, do you know who was? I don't know if it was a role model, but obviously, you was talking about elders and that growing up, and I think when I was like a teenager and growing up, I think like Cadet was such a role model for me.
Yeah, of course.
Because like people would say, "Oh, you lot are so similar," and it used to gas me.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? And I never felt like I based my personality on him, but I saw a lot of myself in him because I just felt like I was just an extremely confident guy growing up. Do you know what I mean? I thought I was lit. I thought I was this. I still think it. Don't get it twisted. But I'm just saying, like when I was a teenager, and I used to see. And when I think about it, the guy was only 2 years older than me. But like when we was in school, like 2 years just seemed like the world.
Because it was.
Yeah.
2 academic years. It's almost as if I can only assimilate it to women because that's what I was into when I was like still into now, obviously. But in school, if a girl was 2 years older than you, she'd look at you like you're underage.
Yep.
Look at you like you're 10 years old.
Yeah.
Like you're 10 years old, bro.
Like it's a crime to even
look in your face.
Think
Yeah,
you
exactly.
look nice.
But I remember think about when you was in year 10. Year 8. The girls in year 10,
what a big difference.
they could have been 2 years younger than my mum for all I know, or like 5 years younger than my mum. Do you know what I
Especially
mean?
with the things that we was looking at, like
Like thumbs. Yeah.
Like deep it. Year 8 is just a year above just coming in.
Yeah.
Year 10 is the year just before you're leaving.
Yeah.
There's big differences in a year 8 and a year 10, or no?
But it's only 2 years.
Exactly.
It's only 2 years. It's
Exactly.
13 years old and 15 years old.
Sometimes it still happens to me. Oh, not so much now, but it used to happen to me. Like, let's say between the ages of 25 and 30.
Yeah.
Where there's girls who are like, call them like between say the ages of 34 and 40.
Yeah.
Like, yo, baby, blood, what you talking about, bro? I'll dick you down for one.
I remember
and
one.
two, definitely for 2, it should be 1, but it's 2. The niggas that in your generation are smoking crack and wearing boot cuts and still rocking 110s like it's the lick. Shut up, man. Shut up.
I swear, any older that didn't smoke crack back in the day,
You say you respect it.
Salute you, lot,
the
fam.
medals
You've got for yourself.
Like
bro.
the amount of chats I had with my mum, and she's like, "Do you know how much people back in the day were smoking
Cracked
crack?"
off, bro. Because it was cool, you know.
Exactly. This is the thing. But it's like, but obviously, because when we came up, it was the crack. Oh my god!
No, because we grew up in the crack head.
Yeah.
It was just crack then.
Plus, we also grew up where
They were crack smokers.
we also grew up where it was cooler to sell the product
Then to take the
than
product.
to take the product.
Yeah.
It's kind of reversed a little bit now,
God,
and I know
yeah.
bare old heads, or that's what they call them, and that will say that like we used to respect the hustlers that were selling the drugs.
Yeah.
You respect the niggas that's taking the drugs. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think we're far away
We're not
from,
far- yeah.
from a crackhead being out here spitting some mad bars and talking about still does his thing, and everyone's like, I can't lie, man.
No,
That's
but
lit though, no?
I don't. The thing
man's
is, yeah, I don't think it will be crack just because of the stigma with crack.
stigma, yeah,
but
yeah.
lean, like niggas are dying every day.
Coke. Like there's big rappers that
Yeah.
That are nosing.
cocaine running in my
yeah,
big
yeah.
veins. Everyone's in the club. Cocaine running in my.
That's crazy. You know how only deep that Rick Ross said that now.
Yeah. And it's like,
crazy.
what was that? What man was screaming that in the club?
Cocaine running in my big
Cocaine running
in my big veins, you know.
That's
He's
mad, fam.
Bro, you know what? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. So it sound like cap, but that bar went off my head. I never recited that.
No, it did.
It went over my
until
head.
man started screaming things in the club, and then I'm like,
Cocaine
hold on,
running in my big veins.
like the same as when man was young, and man knew not to say
What?
the Mac is it MacD? The worship the devil. Red
Is my best color. No,
From Face.
Yeah, face. That's
I
it.
like Face.
Certain lines you hear, and it's like, at first it goes over your head. You're just thinking lit. Then you get into a realm where you're chanting and things are like, whoa.
yeah.
Whoa,
The charting thing is nuts,
it's
isn't it?
mad,
It's
fam.
nuts.
Slow down.
Whoa.
It's
I'm
nuts.
not saying that one, but okay.
Anyway, Joey, take us out of it.
Yeah, but yeah. So obviously that was childhood heroes. I think we sported a lot around it in terms of celebrities to how would you say, our inner city, more personal areas.
To shit that needs to be cut out.
To shit that needs to cut out, to very personal things, to just to wrapping it around. But yeah, man, I think to wrap it up, I mean, to have a childhood hero is a good thing. It doesn't have to be the superhero in a cape that's dun 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 and blah blah blah.
Oh my guys,
Yeah, like whoever
those are my heroes.
whoever you can look up to, and they have a attribute that you like, that can be a hero. There's nothing wrong with that, but just always make sure you're not diving into things too much, because I think why you would get like childhood hero letdowns is because you're basing yourself too much on them, and then something comes out that was in their dark, and it's like, oh my god, it can't be true, because you've based yourself so much that you don't like that bit.
It's like, as much as I like Kanye, he's my guy, like I respect his artistry, everything. When all that stuff came out of him and Donald Trump, I was just like, my man's a waste man. I'm still gonna bump his shit, but my man, like, it was never like, oh, why? Like bare black people. I remember on the internet, was like, you used to be for us, now you're wearing the hat.
Exactly.
Like,
Make America great again.
Do you know what I mean?
And that's because I think they idolize the man so much that they want every attribute of his, when it's not.
And at the same time, the real problem for me with having these heroes is you don't actually know these people.
Exactly.
So you've got an image of them that you've put in your head.
Yeah.
And that you're thinking this my man shit don't stink.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
You only dislike them when they're not doing what you
want. Do you know what I mean? And imagine, like, this is why I think the life of a celebrity is so insane, because you've got so many people. Imagine like thousands and millions of people imprinting their own views on you. You have to be this way. You made, like, this is why Jay-Z says, like, niggas want my old shit. Get my old album. Do you know what I mean? I see niggas say that to Tyler the Creator, like, bro, you don't make shit like you. Bro, that music is still on Spotify for you to listen to. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you want to hear the old me, go and listen to the old me. Do you know what I mean? Like, because what I think would be insane is for you to now live through what they want. You now no longer what do you want as a person?
It's mad, don't it? Because what you're saying is so true of celebrities, because it is actually a madness, and I'll assimilate it to Drake because I'm just a massive Drake fan and I'm biased as fuck, and I'll keep saying this all the time. But like, whenever us three as a group, we will always discuss. Well, first and foremost, in the Western society, growth is such a big thing. All people talk about, no matter what you're doing, grow, progress, progress.
That's it.
And every time a Drake album
drops
or project gets drops, we're like, but it don't slap. Like, it's always compared to what he's done previously. So what we're expecting, what we're expecting is for there to be growth, and no growth. At exactly the same time. Because that's the only way we're going to be satisfied. It's weird. It's very weird. It's backwards. But,
but to leave it there, guys, have childhood heroes, but never fall too deep into that. Be your own person, be you. And yeah, man, 2K3 the podcast. It was a bit of a serious one, but you know, we're going to skip from serious to lighthearted. You've got I think they've had a lot of clickbait moments where it's like,
jokey.
Sometimes,
I mean, at the end of the day, this is real niggas talking about real things.
Yeah, so
and that's the way it is, fam.
so there's always going to be a balance. But love to everyone subscribing, liking, all that good stuff.
All that
sharing,
good stuff.
Keep DMing us. We'll be back next week as always, man.
Say
Take care.
in a bit.